Hello and welcome to Theology Thoughts. In this segment, we want to explore some unique things about the Bible and why we need revelation, and which will lead us to how we got our Bible and how we can know it's reliable. So let's start off by looking at some unique things about the Bible. First of all, the Bible has always been circulated widely. It has been consistent in its circulation. Since it's been printed, people have wanted to get their hands on it because it has impact and truth for their souls. Secondly, the Bible has been translated in over 2,400 languages, which is the most of any book in all of history, which tells of its impact and its power and its truth that it has. Thirdly, there are over 24,000 manuscripts of the New Testament alone. Some of them are fragments, some of them are complete books, but this speaks to the immense amount of evidence that we have that shows the Bible has been consistently copied and consistently translated so that we know it's reliable back to the documents that we have that are the oldest. We do not have any copies of the original documents at this point in time. And 24,000 is very unique. In relationship to that, we have 5 copies of Aristotle's work, 10 copies of Caesar's works, 7 copies of the historian Pliny's work. So there are multitudes more copies of the manuscripts of the New Testament that we can see that it is consistent and it is trustworthy, and you can know that it continues to be translated properly. Also, the Bible is unique because it's been tried to be destroyed or to be limited many times throughout history. Just 300 years after Jesus' life, in 303 AD, Diocletian ordered all portions and copies of the Bible to be burned. It didn't happen, but that's what he wanted. At the Reformation, prior to that, you couldn't read the Bible without papal permission, which sent Martin Luther on his task of translating the Bible into the common language of the day. And then in the 17th century, Voltaire said that the Bible and Christians would be extinct within 100 years. Of course, he's wrong, because we're still here. So that's why the Bible is unique in some ways. But we also need revelation from God. We can't know anything about God unless He communicates to it. Here's 2 quick verses that show just how great God is from the Bible. From Isaiah 55:9. As the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. Job 36:25 says, Behold, God is exalted, and we do not know Him. The number of His years is unsearchable. So God's nature, being so much greater than ours, requires that we need God to reveal Himself to us. But we also need God to reveal Himself to us because our nature requires it. Here's a couple of verses from the New Testament. 1 Corinthians 2:14, But a natural man does not accept the things of the Spirit of God, for they are foolishness to him, and he cannot understand them, because they are spiritually appraised. So man in his own, left to himself, thinks God's foolish. He cannot understand them. He has not the ability unless God opens up his mind. We are also blinded, though, by the enemy, by the devil. Look what 2 Corinthians 4:4 says. In whose case the God of this world has blinded the minds of the unbelieving, so that they might not see the light of the gospel of the glory of Christ, who is in the image of God. And then Ephesians 4:18 says that we are being darkened in their understanding, excluded from the life of God because of the ignorance that is in them, because of the hardness of their heart. So we do not want to seek God on our own, but we need God to reveal Himself to us so that we will want to know Him. So I hope that these thoughts today have been some benefit to you, that the Bible is unique and supernaturally inspired, as we've seen how it's kept together, and we'll look more of that in the future, and also why we need revelation, because God's nature being so much above ours demands it, and our nature being so much below His demands it. I hope this has been helpful to you. If you have any comments, you can see the email address below. Please feel free to contact us anytime, and I pray that you have a blessed day. Goodbye.